Right then, it's Thursday afternoon. The Premier League is back this weekend after the break for the FA Cup, so I was going to quickly run through my predictions. Kicking us off is Nottingham Forest versus Man City. Both teams progressed in the FA Cup last weekend. Forest, they haven't won in 3 in the league, but their home record is still strong. Last time out, they drew 0-0 with Arsenal. Man City, they won at Tottenham last time out in the league. But they're still a bit inconsistent, so I think it'll be a tight game. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Next up, Brighton take on Fulham, 8th versus 9th. Brighton have won their last 3 on the bounce. Fulham have won 3 of their last 4. So 2 teams in pretty good form. They're both obviously through in the FA Cup as well. So I think it'll be an entertaining game. I think it'll be quite tight. I've gone for Brighton to nick it with the home advantage. So I'm going for a 2-1 home win. Crystal Palace take on Ipswich. I'm assuming Crystal Palace will be without Mateta, obviously with his horrific head injury in the FA Cup against Millwall. Ipswich went out the FA Cup after extra time, which they probably could have done without. They lost 4 of their last 5 Premier League games as well. Just getting cut adrift now from Wolves, so it's not looking good for them. And Palace, they've been really good of late, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 home win. Liverpool take on Southampton, which I think many will think this is an absolute banker of the weekend. Liverpool, obviously a really good win against PSG last night. Somehow, I think PSG had about 28 shots. Alisson had an incredible game. And Liverpool had 2 shots, I think, and won 1-0. I guess it's just how it goes sometimes. Southampton, bottom of the league, 9 points. It's definitely all over for them. I've gone for 4-0. I think I would have been inclined to go for more, but Liverpool did have that game with PSG. They've got PSG again on Tuesday night, I think. So I think it would be a case of get about 3-0 up and just take their foot off the gas. But I've gone for a 4-0 home win. Brentford take on Villa. Villa, good win in the Champions League. I don't like predicting them or betting on them to win after they've had a Champions League game. They just seem to be struggling with all the fixtures. Brentford sat in 11th place, brilliant home record. Villa in 10th, so a good chance for Brentford to, I reckon, pick 3 points up and sort of close in on the teams above them. So I'm going for a 2-1 home win. Next up, Wolves take on Everton. Wolves in 17th, 5 points clear of Ipswich, 10 points behind Everton in 16th. So Everton are safe now. They're not going to have any problems with relegation. Wolves, I think they're out without Cunha. He's been suspended, so I think it'll be a tough afternoon for them. Everton haven't lost in 7, playing so much better now under David Moyes. So I've gone for a 2-0 away win. Tottenham take on Bournemouth. Spurs, they did pick up. They won 3 in a row. They lost to Man City last time out in the Premier League. Bournemouth just fallen off a little bit now. They were on such a good run of form. They lost 3 of their last 4 in the Premier League. Did progress in the FA Cup, which is brilliant for them. Even though they dropped off a bit, I do fancy them to get a point at Tottenham. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Chelsea take on Leicester. Obviously, Enzo Maresca got Leicester promoted. Now at Chelsea. Chelsea they were doing so well, just not quite hitting those heights at the moment. They thrashed Southampton last time out in the Premier League. Leicester, they were woeful. They're definitely going to get relegated. They're no better off under Ruud van Nistelrooy. So I've gone for a straightforward 3-0 home win. And then on to the game of the weekend. Man United take on Arsenal. Arsenal put 7 past PSV in the Champions League, which no one predicted. They've been really struggling for goals. Obviously, they lost a lot of their forward players. Man United out of the FA Cup. Nothing left to play for. Their season's over. They've been so poor. I think even with Arsenal's forward problems, I think they're going to win. So I've gone for a 2-0 away win. And finally, on Monday night, West Ham take on Newcastle. West Ham, they won their last two. Away win at Arsenal, home win against Leicester. Newcastle, out of the FA Cup, got the League Cup final coming up. Lots of injury worries and suspensions. Just all seems to be falling apart. I think West Ham at home will get the win. So gone for a 2-1 home win. So that's my predictions for this weekend. Let's see how we get on.